Now let me bring in our next guest on this topic, Rajiv Kumar Chaturved. He joins us live from Pilani in India. He's a professor of ecology and climate change at Birla Institute of Technology and Science. Very good to have you here on the program. I want to ask you, how big of a problem is it with deforestation if we look at it on a global scale?
Of course, on a global scale, it is really a big problem. We are now facing the crisis of climate change. And deforestation accounts for approximately like 1/5 of the emissions. As you know, there is a requirement, the world has already warmed by 1.2 degrees centigrade approximately. And in order to limit warming below safe levels, we need to limit warming at 1.5 degrees centigrades or at max up to 2 degrees centigrades. The carbon budget that is available is very small. Deforestation is still contributing a big chunk of that, approximately 20% or so. So globally, it is really very, very important if we want to have a chance at arresting climate change problem. Apart from climate change, the forest ecosystem themselves, they are giving a lot of ecosystem services to the communities surrounding these forests, as well as to those communities which are even farther away from the forest. They regulate the rainfall. They regulate a number of vital ecosystem services, without which life on Earth or our economics, our society will become unsustainable. So if we look at the forest ecosystems themselves, there is a concept of the planetary boundaries. So according to that concept, in terms of deforestation, we are in the red, like in the danger zone. We have still not crossed the danger zone, but yes, if we keep continuing deforestation with the same rate, then maybe we will be able to cross the danger zone. For example, it is suggested, especially for the Amazon forests, that if there is a deforestation of the tune of 25% to 26%, then the rest of the Amazon forest will also become unviable. That might turn into a savanna or grassland, because so it is really important from the climate change perspective, from the ecosystem services perspective, from the very existence of the forest ecosystems perspective itself. It is really very important. It is really very important time that we stop the problem of deforestation, and the women that they are doing in Indonesia, that is very commendable. I think the communities that are living in the forest systems in the surrounding areas, they have very intricate relationship with the forest, and they are the ones who should take the lead, and we all should encourage them. I think this is a way forward.
So you said that 20% of global emissions come from deforestation. How does that work?
Approximately, see what happens if you have a tree. The tree is storing carbon in its biomass in form of increased soil carbon. So if you cut the tree, then what happens? We assume that the tree will be used for different purposes, or over a certain period of time, the tree biomass will decay, and that biomass will go back into the atmosphere. So for example, you have a big tree. The tree may be holding 3 to 4 tons of carbon dioxide, like carbon into it. And once the deforestation happens, or the forest is burned down, or the trees are cut down and being used for different purposes, or the wood decays, then the entire carbon that is stored in the tree gets released into the atmosphere. So that is the process that I'm talking about, that approximately like accounts for up to 20% of the emissions globally.
So obviously a major issue. Rajiv Kumar Chaturved, thank you so much for your time here on TRT World.